Okay, so today we are diving into a spot that sounds like a hidden oasis.
An oasis?
Yeah, Beynouna Village, right there on the shores of Lake Beseka in Ethiopia.
Okay. I've heard of this place, yeah.
Have you? It's about 200 kilometers east of Addis Ababa, so it's not too far.
Right.
Not a bad little road trip, but what really intrigues me is this sort of combination, right? This idea of having that tranquil lake, that beautiful landscape, but also, sort of like a luxury, an element of luxury and amenities.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting how they seem to be, I guess, going for what some people are calling like conscious luxury, right?
Conscious luxury, I like that.
Where you have this high-end experience, but it's also very much tied to nature and to local culture.
Okay, I'm in. Let's dive in. So paint me a picture.
Yeah.
What is it like to be at this village surrounded by all this natural beauty?
Well, I think it starts with the lake, right? Lake Beseka itself is incredibly serene. You can almost imagine it like a giant mirror reflecting the sky and the surrounding greenery. And when I say greenery, I mean lush farmland, like dotted with flowers, animals grazing.
Wow.
It sounds pretty idyllic.
Yeah, it does. But we're also right near Asebot National Park.
That's right.
And Ethiopia has just, some amazing biodiversity.
It does.
So what can we expect from Asebot? What's it like?
Asebot's interesting because it's actually one of Ethiopia's protected areas.
Okay.
But it's a semi-arid landscape, which means you're going to see a very different kind of flora and fauna compared to what you might see in, say, the Bale Mountains in the southeast.
Okay.
We're talking like acacia woodlands, dry grasslands.
Oh, cool.
And species that are kind of adapted to that more arid environment.
So different creatures. So like give me an example. What would we see there?
So you might see something like the Basisa oryx.
Okay.
Or Grivy's zebra.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty special.
So one day you could be exploring this kind of rugged landscape.
Yeah.
And the next, be relaxing by this tranquil lake. I mean, that's an amazing contrast.
It is.
So hold on. I've read about these luxury RVs that are available at Beynouna.
You have.
Would you recommend like renting one of those to get out and explore the area?
I mean, the RVs definitely sound like a unique way to experience the area in comfort.
Yeah.
And they could be really great for reaching some of those more kind of like remote areas of the park.
Yeah.
But if you're asking me, honestly, I would probably be more inclined to suggest something like a guided trek, with some local experts.
Okay.
Maybe a little slower pace, but I think you get a much deeper understanding of the ecosystem.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And its cultural significance as well.
It's so easy, to get caught up in like the luxury thing and forget about that real connection. Well, speaking of luxury, let's talk about the accommodations. Because you have this choice between, these traditional wings that reflect that Arab heritage and these luxury suites with hot springs right nearby. I mean, where do you even begin? How do you choose?
So many choices, right? I have to admit, those hot springs sound really, really intriguing to me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's not just a modern amenity, right? It's actually something that's very much woven into the history of the region.
Really?
And the beliefs. Locals have been using these mineral-rich waters for healing and for relaxation for generations.
Wow.
So to stay in a suite that's close to those hot springs would be like tapping into that tradition a little bit.
Yeah. I like that. It's not just, pampering yourself. It's like a deeper thing.
Exactly.
Okay, so, and what about the spa? Moroccan baths, Turkish baths. It's like a global tour of relaxation.
Right. I know, it's amazing.
What would you want to try there?
I'd be curious to see how they might incorporate like local ingredients and techniques as well. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
Ethiopia has this very rich tradition of using natural oils and herbs in their beauty rituals.
Wow.
So it'd be really fascinating to see how they kind of, maybe weave that into the spa experience.
I'm relaxed just thinking about it.
I know, me too.
Okay. But we got to talk about food because, I'm always up for trying new cuisines, and Ethiopia has such an incredible culinary scene.
Absolutely.
So what's the experience like at Beynouna? What's it like to eat there?
Well, they offer a variety of things, both traditional and international.
Okay.
But honestly, I would say go all in on that Ethiopian experience.
Okay. Yeah.
You mentioned the coffee ceremony before.
Yeah, it's a must.
It is an absolute must-do.
Yes.
It's not even just about the coffee itself.
Yeah.
It's like this whole social ritual.
It's an event.
It's an event that brings people together. So you're going to see the beans roasted, ground, brewed, and then it's served with incense and traditional snacks.
Wow.
It's a feast for all the senses. I've heard that you can even enjoy it all, like with the sounds of a waterfall in the background.
That's right. Yes.
So there's this restaurant, the Ageligil restaurant.
Yeah, the Ageligil.
What's so special about it? What's on the menu?
So the Ageligil showcases these very traditional Ethiopian dishes, but with a little bit of a modern twist.
Yep.
They really focus on fresh, locally sourced ingredients, so you're getting a true taste of the region.
I love that.
I would recommend trying injera.
Okay.
That's the sourdough flatbread, yeah.
Okay.
And you can have that with a variety of these really flavorful stews and vegetables.
So this wouldn't be complete deep dive without also talking about their 10-hectare farm.
That's right, the farm.
I mean, camels and horses just roaming freely among all these art installations. That sounds, I don't know, kind of surreal almost.
Right. It's like a juxtaposition, right? You have these animals in this art setting.
Yeah.
But I think that's actually a theme that runs through the whole Beynouna Village experience. Finding that balance between nature and culture and this modern luxury.
It seems to.
The farm is such a great way to actually connect with that local environment.
Yeah.
And just really appreciate that artistry of the region.
So it's more than just a resort.
It's an experience.
It's an experience.
Yeah, you're not just relaxing, you're exploring.
Yeah.
You're immersing yourself in the culture. It's multi-layered.
It makes you kind of wonder what kind of an impact, places like this could have on the future of tourism in Ethiopia, but also globally, really.
It's true. I mean, I think Beynouna Village is a really good example of a growing trend, this idea that travelers want something more meaningful, something more sustainable.
Right.
They're really becoming more discerning. They want to actually engage with local communities, and they want to contribute to the well-being of the places that they're visiting. It's a real shift.
Yeah. And who knows, maybe these kinds of places, these destinations, will inspire more sustainable practices.
It's what we hope for, right?
Within the entire industry as a whole. I mean, it makes me feel hopeful for the future of travel.
Me too.
So, Beynouna Village, it's more than just a place to stay.
Definitely more than that.
It's a glimpse into, I don't know, maybe a more conscious, more connected way to experience the world.
I like that.
And who wouldn't want a little bit of that?
Exactly.
We'll be right back.